You're probably not overjoyed by your parking charge notice from Ardpark, and the immediate question is, should you pay or appeal? If you think that you've been served this ticket unfairly, then you should definitely appeal. I'll move on to my top 5 ways to appeal your Ardpark ticket in a minute, but first it's really important to understand that private parking tickets, they're more like an invoice and a fine. The reason that you've been landed with one is because the operator believes that you haven't abided by the rules that should be clearly signposted when you drive in. The moment that you drive into Ardpark's car park, they're watching you like a hawk to make sure that you follow their parking procedures. But sometimes they get it wrong. ANPR cameras have been known to read registrations incorrectly. Also, thanks to new legislation, there's more leniency for human error on the driver's part, so you may have more reasons to appeal than you thought. If you choose to appeal, then you've got 28 days from receiving the ticket to do so it puts any further actions on hold. You can appeal in 3 ways. You can email, you can post, or you can do it online. Evidence is crucial, so get as much as you possibly can. I'll tell you why it's best not to ignore your parking fine after my 5 great reasons to appeal your Ardpark ticket. Number 1, you were within the grace period. Did you know that you're entitled to 10 minutes after your ticket expires to get back to your car? So if you're only a couple of minutes after your allotted time, then you've got a really strong case to appeal. Number 2, the signs weren't very clear. So for example, they could be faded, hidden by trees, broken, or barely visible. You will need photo evidence to back this up. Take as many as you can and a video if possible. 3, you were unable to get back to your vehicle. Now this could be a medical emergency or something just as serious. Again, you'll need to be able to prove it. Number 4, you couldn't get back to your car in time because you've got mobility issues. If you're disabled, pregnant, or have a very young baby, then your Quality Act says that you must be treated with understanding. Number 5, you were parked correctly and an error was made. Now you've probably already got the hint by now, but the more you can prove, the better. It gives your appeal against Ardpark a better chance. Ignoring the parking ticket is not advised. However, I do get asked a lot if these private firms can enforce the fines on private property. Well, technically, they can't demand payment, only a court can. But if Ardpark wins against you in civil court, both your pockets and your credit history could be affected. Ignoring the fine might lead to legal consequences, and whilst it's not a certainty, there is a risk of being taken to court. Before it gets to that stage, you could be sent demand letters and potentially be contacted by debt collection agencies. If the operator takes legal action and wins, it could result in a negative mark on your credit score. A county court judgment, CCJ for short, would affect your credit rating for 6 years, which means it'd be harder to get credit and lower interest rates. Ultimately, the decision to pay or appeal an Ardpark fine rests on evidence that the ticket's unjust. If there's clear proof of violations by the operator, then appeal's definitely worth a go. However, if the fault clearly lies with you, especially for minor infringements, it might be wiser to just pay up, ideally within the first couple of weeks, to get that discounted rate. Should your appeal get rejected, there's another recourse. The Independent Appeals Service, they're called Poplar for short, could be your next step. You'd need the official letter of rejection before proceeding. If you're still undecided about whether to appeal, then you might want to speak to a professional and have a chat with online solicitors JustAnswer. They're running a £5 trial at the moment, so you can ask as many questions as you need in the online chat just to help you make your mind up. I'll leave a link below this video for you. Good luck!